All right, guys, it's Muddy here from Muay Thai Interviews, and my next guest is Willy Whipple, who's from America, and he's currently training and fighting out of the Sitmonchai Gym. Willy, how are you, mate? Thanks for your time, and what's been happening, buddy?
Um, I'm good, man. Thanks. Nothing much, just fought last week. Came away with the win, so that's good. And just getting back to training this week. I think I'm on for the 10th next month at Max again.
Yep.
So, yeah,
Uh,
should be
that's
good.
that's awesome, mate. And I might just stop you there because we will get into that, and I do want to talk about that. But, mate,
Mm-hmm.
first of all, would you mind telling me whereabouts your Muay Thai journey started and a little bit about the start of your career? Because I personally don't know much about you outside of Thailand, but I want to learn more, mate. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, my Muay Thai career started in 2011. It was in Reno, Nevada,
Yep.
at a gym called Nevada Muay Thai, and the my original coach was Casey Balkenbush. Yeah, in Reno,
Okay.
and yeah, that's when I just started. My first couple fights were MMA only because we didn't, back then we didn't have a lot of Muay Thai, so
Yep.
you kind of had to do, whatever you could find.
Yep.
And then as Muay Thai started to get more popular, we started fighting Muay Thai more.
And can I ask, how did you find Muay Thai? Is there a story behind it, or is it the classic you just walked into a gym and
Well, I grew up doing martial arts. I grew up doing Taekwondo my whole life.
okay?
But I didn't really like, I would always get disqualified for brawling and stuff, and I always liked Muay Thai as a kid. I liked it. I always wanted to do it, but I didn't have a gym. I didn't have anybody to teach. I grew up in a small town in southeastern Washington, so I didn't have it. So as soon as I kind of grew up and moved to a city that had a gym, I was like, fuck it, I might as well try it.
And the rest,
And
they say, is history.
just yeah, kinda. I always wanted to do something, competition wise. Like I said, I grew up doing martial arts and like wrestling too. I was a big wrestler, so I think that kind of helps anyway with like the one-on-one competition.
Yeah, definitely, definitely, mate. Would you be able to talk about some of your first fight experiences? You sort of just touched on it because you did do MMA because of the
Yeah,
popularity. Would you be able to talk about some of your first fight experiences? The
yeah.
popularity of Muay Thai in USA at the time when you first started, as opposed to now. Also, the level of competition and also that rivalry of Muay Thai versus MMA mentality in America, so to speak.
Okay.
Sorry, mate. Was that
Well,
too many questions
I
for you?
haven't lived it. No, 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 no. That's fine. That's fine. I just haven't lived in America for like 3 years now, so all my opinion is gonna be from like say from my friends and stuff. But it seems like it's gotten way more popular.
Yeah.
Um, when I was first starting, it was still fairly popular. It wasn't that long ago, like the 2011, 12, 13. I started fighting in America. We're having some more amateur shows, which I think help with the competition.
Yep.
And as far as the rivalry between like Muay Thai and MMA, I don't think it's that much. Obviously Muay Thai isn't as popular, but I mean, who cares? Like, I don't care. I
Yeah.
don't care about that. I just like Muay Thai, like, fuck, I don't know.
You're just a
Um,
Muay Thai purist, mate.
yeah, kinda. Like, I still like MMA too, I used to love watching Melvin Menoff when he was fighting MMA. That would be like my inspiration to like do MMA. It's like
Oh,
just
dude.
train.
What about his fight between Cyborg? That was nuts.
Yeah, yeah. I used to watch that fight all the time.
Oh man.
Yeah, he's awesome. But anyways, I don't know, man. Like the American Muay Thai scene seems to be getting better, but it's just different here, Obviously, I'm used to it here now, and so it's just so different, night and day difference.
And what made you decide to make the move from America to Thailand, and how did that all come about?
Well, I visited Thailand a couple times. My first time in 2011, and then I came back to Sitmonchai again in 2012, 13. And then the opportunity I got to move here was actually from my friend Dorian Price.
Okay.
Um, he's another American knock Muay. He's awesome. He set me up with this gym in Phuket, Calcutech Muay Thai, and I was there for 6 months. And that was like when I moved. Like when I moved, I didn't want to come back. I was like, I was gonna try and
Yeah.
actually do it. You know. So that was in 2015. So that was the first opportunity I got to like come stay long term because I I thought like if you come to Thailand for a month or two or whatever, it can kind of make you better. But if you really want to step up your game and do it, you got to stay like 6 months to a year
Yeah.
to really make a difference, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because like you can learn all the techniques and shit in training, but until you start competing like on the regular, that's a different ball game. The
Yeah.
guys who are out there competing like all the time, that's when you start to like see who's real and like who's
Yeah.
how to get better and stuff
Yeah.
for sure.
I definitely understand where you're coming from there. And I also had a question here. What sort of a fighter were you before you came to Sitmonchai? But I watched a couple of your fights in America,
Uh,
and it's pretty much the same style.
yeah, I was just not good.
Mate,
Worse.
no, don't
Like
say that.
I well, um, I've always liked to punch and low kick because I was a fan of Pornosinase before I even came to the gym.
Yep.
And the gym in Reno, at the time, Nevada Muay Thai, we kind of had that style too, like a lot of us. A lot of there's some fighters I liked fought like that, and I guess it kind of came naturally. Also,
I was gonna.
I'm kind of shorter, so like shorter fighters are more apt to be maybe like a low kicker than like a taller like knee fighter. Muay Cow. You kind of got to adapt to like how you're built. You
Yeah,
know.
and I definitely get where you're coming from when you said you take inspiration from Melvin Manoff, because that guy is
Yeah.
a low kicking machine, man. You just have to see fights
Yeah.
like against
Yeah.
Robbie Lawler and stuff. I mean, he lost that, but he almost kicked his leg off a couple of
Yeah.
times.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of
And
fighters like that, you they have a lot of losses because they take chances.
yeah,
They take risks to fight the way they do. And they sometimes they win and sometimes they lose. Like uh, I don't know.
yeah.
That's how it is.
I'm not so, me personally. I'm not so gun ho on people's fight records. I think it's more about who they fight and just the actual experience of getting in there. It takes balls just to jump over the ropes anyway.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, man. And speaking of that, you are a regular on MAX Muay Thai in Thailand here, which is prime time every Sunday on Channel 8. And you are coming off a recent stoppage win, which you did touch on at the start of this, mate. Would you just be able to touch on that a little bit more?
Yeah. I actually thought he's um one he trains at my friend's gym, so it's like it was kind of weird. It was like a friend of a friend, so but it was good. It was a good fight for me because he kind of just he didn't pressure me too much, so it's easier to low kick someone right if they're just standing like in front of you as opposed to like marching you down and kneeing you.
Yep.
So it was good for me. I'm still trying to make improvements. I got a lot of stuff to improve on, so I was happy. I'm finally starting to like not punch so wild and you know um, clean my hands up and stuff to set up my low kicks and stuff. So it was good. But I'm always trying to get better. So, like you
Well,
said, what, like after I won, you're like, oh, you didn't look too happy, and I was happy, but I always feel like I could have done, better or something.
that was actually going to be my next question, which was speaking of you, in can you tell me what your feelings are before, during, and right after a fight? Because all through that fight that you won last week, when I was watching your face, mate, it was completely blank, and throughout the whole fight, and even when you'd won the fight and the ref had raised your hand, your face was blank. And I said to my wife, I said, I can't work him out. I don't know if he's happy, is he sad, is he angry? Like, I just can't get. You weren't giving me
No.
anything to go by, man. So what are your feelings, and what do you feel?
Uh, uh, well, before I'm fucking scared. I think that's a pretty across the wall, like nervous, scared. And then after, well, during, it's either like if you're doing good, it's fun. If you're getting the shit kicked out of you, I mean, it's
It
still fun then sometimes.
just sucks a little bit more.
And yeah, yeah, it's more painful sometimes. But after, it's always a relief for me. After, I mean, win or lose, if I felt like I performed well and I feel like my boss is happy, then that's what means the most to me. Obviously, getting the win is like icing on the cake. That's what I want, but
Yeah,
it's hard to win out here. So, if I just perform well, I'm relieved. That's
yeah.
how I feel after fights.
And then
Relieved.
go and have a couple of beers.
Yeah, exactly,
Hey,
exactly.
that's what I wanted to ask you. There was a really cool video made before one of your fights from Max. I think it was last year or maybe the year before ago.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the behind the scenes stuff and the raw emotion that it showed and that you showed. Can you tell us about that
Uh,
and how it was all put together?
yeah, it's a kid who comes to our gym. He came to Sitmonchai. His name is Tom Gathical. He makes all the videos for like Rebellion and
Oh, yeah,
like a
yep,
lot
yep,
of shows. He's awesome.
yep.
Yeah, he does real good work. I met him when I went to Sydney for Rebellion, and he was trying to come to Thailand. I told him, I was like, check out Sitmonchai, man. Everyone's chill out here, and he came and he loved it, and he's making his own documentary. Uh, so he was like interviewing some of the fighters from the gym, and then while he was here, he would just come make these short little clips for all our fighters and stuff. He's just good at what he does, man. He make the videos cooler than the regular fights. It's like it's sick.
Yeah, I thought it was exactly what you said. I thought it was sick, man. It had you like before, during, after a fight, and then it had the music going on, and just the raw emotion that it
Yeah,
shows out in the change room, and I love that sort of stuff, man.
yeah,
I get
yeah.
goosebumps
Me
now
too.
just talking
Yeah,
about it. I love it.
yeah, yeah. Uh, yeah. He's good at what he does, man.
And
If y'all don't know him, go follow him on Instagram.
Tom Gathercole, is it?
Yeah, yeah,
Yep. All right. Done.
yeah.
I think I actually have him, but if I don't, I will go and follow him. Mate, also, besides Max, you fought on Rebellion, a show in Melbourne, which you took that fight on 1 week's notice. Mate, what other countries and shows have you fought on outside of Thailand?
I've fought on a few different shows in China. I don't know what the fucking names are. China has all these shows. I mean, I'm not fighting on like Kung Lung or like WLF, but they have a lot of other like promotions that
Yeah.
pay really well. So actually, next month I think I'm supposed to go out there again. Um, I'm not sure though. It's kind of yet to be confirmed. But
Yeah.
I fought in China 5 times. I think that's it. Australia. Yeah, pretty much Thailand. I'd rather fight in Thailand. I like to fight in Thailand more than other places.
Yep. Oh, that's fair enough, mate. Uh, and now we come to Sitmonchai Gym. Mate,
Yeah.
please tell me what it's like training alongside Ponsonai, Yodkumpon, Mr. Knock, and
Yeah.
all the other killers, man.
All the other boys, yeah, man. It's awesome training with them. It's especially if you like the style, the style that we all have here. It's good. To you really get to like train alongside them. It's not one of those gyms where like they separate like foreigners and Thais really. So you get to train with them, clinch with them, spar with them. They're all real nice guys, good to train with. And I'm sure everyone watches the videos so they can see for themselves,
I certainly
what
watch the
what
videos.
what they're gonna find, what they're gonna find here at this gym.
Yeah. And mate, speaking of Ponsonai, he has a comeback fight in December. Can you just
He
briefly
does.
tell us about that? And is this just a one-off fight, or is the King making a return?
Well, I'm not really too sure. I think it's gonna depend on how he feels afterwards,
Yeah.
and how it goes. So I don't want to speak too much on that, but
Yeah, that's fine.
I think it's great. It's good for him. He's happy. He really loves training and stuff. So it's good to see him back. Hitting the runs and like starting to work hard again. Because I know he misses it.
Yeah.
As I'm getting older now too, like it's you dread the day where you think you have to stop doing what you love every day. So it's like I'm happy for him to get it for him to be able to get in there, at least one more time. It's good, man. It's
You're
good.
happy. As a fan, mate, I'm ecstatic.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
And
Well, I
mate,
was number one fan here.
and mate, just briefly, what does Thepnamet and Yodkunpon have planned fight-wise for the rest of this year, heading into 2018?
Okay, so Mu Yagkampan is fighting in China on the 26th of this month, and then Tepimit is fighting the 30th in Samui on the Petchindi promotion, the Revo traveling promotion. It's in no, actually no, he's fighting at Petbunja Stadium in Samui on the 30th.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
Uh,
that's what those guys.
and have you? I just heard from Rebellion. Is Aparak taking a spot in the eight-man?
Yes, yes, he's taking Appisit's spot because Appisit had like a boxing fight or something last week, and they wouldn't let him fight, which I'm really bummed about. Appisit's like one of my favorite fighters, and I heard everyone saying like, "Oh, it's okay, they're the same," but they're not the
They're not
same.
the same.
He's next level, man. So I'm pretty bummed about that, but I'm sure it'll still be a good tournament, you know.
And mate, what about yourself? I know you touched on it at the start of this interview that you've got a fight on Max next year. What's the plans for you, mate, for the rest of this year, heading into next year fight wise?
Um, well, probably like I said, Max on December 10th, and then after that, I just take them one fight at a time. I don't really choose. PA pretty much has me booked all the time. So as soon as one's done, he's either got me something in China or in Thailand. I'm pretty much exclusively on Max. Just
That's another thing I wanted to just briefly touch on
yeah.
With Max, and because you are quite popular and you are a regular fighter. Are you like in Thailand? Are you only allowed to fight on Max, or can you fight on other promotions?
Um, I can I can fight on like a 5 round show. Like if I wanted to fight on at Lumpini or Raja, if it was if PA were to get me a match there, I'm pretty sure it's okay. But another 3 round promotion, you can't. Well, you can, but then you can't fight Max again.
Oh, okay,
So
yeah,
that's kind of how it works. So some of our fighters fight at the other promotion MX, More Extreme.
yep,
So we have some guys on there, and then we have some guys on Max. So yeah,
So
that's how.
they don't like you to cross over.
Right, right. I
Awesome.
think it's just the promoters. I think obviously it's competition,
Yeah,
so they're not gonna want that.
they all want the best fighters.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much.
Well, mate, I think that's almost just about it from my end, mate.
Yeah, yeah.
Before we do wrap it out, mate, is there anyone you want to give a quick shout out to or thank, etc.?
Shoot. Probably shout out to Sitmonchai Gym. Thank you for still putting up with me and having me around. Shout out to Zach Bennell and Brendan Mishler at Reno City Kickboxing. Um, my mom and dad, miss them. My family, yeah, that's about it.
So, how long have you got? Have you got like a date or a ballpark figure in mind in terms of how long you want to stick this out and stay in Thailand for before you go back to America?
Well, I go back to America like once every about once a year, and see my family, my parents. But for now, I'm content. I'm happy living here. My life is simple. I don't have to worry about a lot of things that people back home have to worry about. So I'm gonna ride this out until I don't want to fight anymore, I guess.
That's
And
awesome. I hope you don't stop because I enjoy
yeah.
watching you.
Thank you so much, man. Yeah,
Now,
thank you.
now, Willie, if people want to contact you in regards to you fighting on their shows, or if people want to stay up to date with your training and fight wise, or follow you, how can that happen?
Well, if they want to contact me about fighting and having me fight on shows, they can contact Abigail at Sitmonchai Gym. If you don't know who Abigail is, she's our foreign ambassador at the gym, and she's kind of like all our managers too. If a new promoter wants one of us to fight or something, she's who to talk to, because it's not really my thing to say whether I can or can't fight.
Yeah.
You know.
So she's like
And then
she's like the gym mum that looks after all the fighters.
yeah, yeah, she is. Love Abigail. She's like my Thailand mom for
Awesome.
sure. Um, and then as far as following me goes or trying to contact me, I mean just my name on Facebook, Willy Whipple. Same Instagram, just my name. So yeah, pretty easy to get a hold of.
Well, that's awesome, mate. Well, I just want to say I enjoy watching you fight. You have that walk forward, pressure style fighting, not to mention the trademark Sitmonchai heavy leg kicks. Mate, I can't wait to watch you fight on Max again or wherever it is. But yeah, I just want to say I enjoy your fighting, man, and keep it up.
Thank you. I will, brother. Thank you so much.
Well, mate, I really appreciate your time and thanks very much for taking the time to have a chat with me, mate. Really appreciated.
Of course, man. Of course.
Thanks, bro.
Thank you.
See you,
All
buddy.
right, later, bro.